Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Irish Furian. I am the Irish Furian. Um, I'm trying a new setup here. This is Open Broadcasters Software, OBS 24.0.3. I'm just giving it a go. I downloaded it today, so this is my first time using it. It seems pretty good. So yeah, so it's gonna let me comment in real time on images, browsers, videos that I've downloaded, everything, and it will include webcams and external cameras and everything. So it's quite configurable, but and so I'm hoping that it will actually allow me to move more quickly and freely through content. I will continue to video edit as well because that's real fun, basically, to put together an entire video with music and edits and transitions and stuff like that, and then play around with the audio and stuff like that. So yeah. So bear with me if there's any things that go wrong in this. Forgive me. I'm only a newbie to OBS, but it looks fun. There's a lot to it, and I'm enjoying it. And I hope you do too. So basically, this video is going to be about a UN delegation, and I'm going to need to just have a look at this here. Yeah, a UN delegate is stunned at the number of NGOs in Ireland screwing the Irish taxpayer in the racial grievance sector. This was at a UN meeting in Geneva this month, where the state was taken to task over its supposed failure to effectively combat racism in Irish society. Minister for Direct Plantation David Stanton and a large number of NGOs were in attendance, including Ireland's favourite Black Studies professor, Dr. Ebun Joseph. Let me see. Yeah, whatever. So, yeah, it was at a UN meeting in Geneva this month, and the month being December. Yeah. All right. So, my own thoughts on this are, even within a large organization that has become as corrupt as the United Nations, you have people who still work for that organization who are not a part of the beast system. They are, and so they can see with objectivity the unusual happenings and the obvious things to an outsider looking in at the country, where they're not influenced by cultural Marxism, they're not influenced by the constant pounding of media propaganda across all networks, like the mainstream media on legacy television, RTE, and so on and so forth, RT on TV, RT on the radio. All of these are controlled and authorized media. So people who aren't within that system, who aren't constantly having their minds conditioned by what they're viewing, sitting there passively, just taking in viewing every night and every day and every evening, they see that there is something up here, So what this lady is doing now, she's probably African, and I may be wrong about that, but her ethnicity looks African. She is, and she does something very smart. She draws attention to it with humor, which is smart, and it creates a vacuum in the being. That's what humor is. It creates a vacuum where there's a collision of yes and no, up and down, in and out, black and white, and then the mind has to deal with it, and that's sometimes where the body feels the jiggling of humor. And so she has done this, and she says to the Irish representation, she says to the minister, she says, is every member of Ireland an NGO. And an NGO is a non-governmental organization, which is a bit of a contradiction in this terms, because a lot of, if not all, of these anti-racism networks have governmental funding. And they also have external funding from organizations like Open Society, George Soros's Open Society group. You can also, when you go in, you look at their funding, you can see that through Freedom of Information, that the funding shows that it's Open Society has a section of the funding in these organizations. So I'll play it for you here now, and we'll watch it together. Okay. Let me just turn on the source.
Chairman, I would like to extend greetings to the very balanced delegation of Ireland, and also to the representatives of Irish civil society. I have a question to the Minister. In your country, is each person member of an NGO? Because given the large number...
You can see there was the humour. And there everybody was amused. The lady in the front there with the headphones, which she's got on backwards, by the way, turned around and even had to look at her at such a statement. You know? Is every member of Ireland an NGO?
Of representatives who have come just on the subject of racial discrimination. It seems to me that there must be a lot of NGOs, and I'm convinced that must be the case.
Wonderful lady.
Ireland has always been a diverse...
Now, this lady is boots on the ground for the NGOs. This lady is the bulwark. She is the spearhead of whatever you want to call it, the New World Order, of the corporatocracy, of all the external interests that want Ireland not to be homogeneously ethnic Irish. She is acting in her own interest. She's African. Her accent is African. Her ethnicity is African. And yet she here is calling herself Irish. She calls herself, she's saying things which aren't true. And we'll just listen to those now.
Society, linguistically, ethnically, and religiously. We still continue to be so.
This is crazy. So what did she say? Ireland has always been a diverse country. Religiously? There was the majority of religions in Ireland as I was growing up, and in the past, were Protestant and Catholic. Everything else was negligible. Negligible. There weren't the numbers to be of any interest or consequence. Okay? So she said Ireland was always diverse. No, it wasn't. It was Catholic and Protestant. Two. Okay? And in the South, in the Republic of Ireland, it was majority Catholic. So that's not true. That's a lie. Okay? Straight off, that's a lie. Okay? So, and then she says, linguistically, Ireland has always been diverse. No, it hasn't. The history of Ireland is such that we were ruled by the British for 800 years. They stopped us speaking Irish and made it so that we spoke English. Like it was done under duress and under force and under coercion. You know? What's she talking about? Ireland has always been a diverse country linguistically. No, it hasn't. And again, like the religion, following ethnicity comes languages from other countries. Different ethnicities bring with them different languages. We had negligible ethnicities and languages in this country as part of our history. All we had was Irish and English. That was it. It's a small island. We don't have little pockets of Chinese or little pockets of Japanese or little pockets of Nigerian or Congolese. No, the Irish history is people who are Caucasian and people who are ethnically that and speak either Irish or English. That's not diversity. And again, I've covered this in a video before about what diversity means. Diversity is just the reduction of homogeneity and cohesion within one geographical location. That's its purpose. That's its sole purpose, is to break down cohesion and homogeneity of ethnicity and belief and all the rest. That's its one purpose. Again, cultural Marxism. Diversity, equity, and inclusivity. Those three are weapons being used to destroy the Irish ethnic hold on their own land. That's what it's about. Okay, we'll continue.
Diversity is at the core of what it means to be Irish. We hope that this hearing will assist us, the state and civil society, to see a path forward to addressing the challenge we face in combating racism and discrimination.
Man, that is so bad. Well, I go on to that. Have your say on racism in Ireland. Have your say on racism in Ireland. Okay? There is no racism in Ireland. You know? Not that I've ever seen. As I've said in other videos, there will be increased resentment of people who come in here who are not of Irish ethnic background. That will continue to grow as more and more people come in, because those people are actually shoulder to shoulder competing for resources and living conditions within a small geographical location. Our government is insane right now. Okay. Hope that was of some help to somebody. Over and out. Talk to you soon.